Next, let's discuss the case of Rahanny Rojela against Public Prosecutor. The incident started when they are attending one of their friends' birthday party on 30 April 2010. While they are enjoying the birthday party, the appellants suddenly involved with an argument with the timorese. Then, the deceased tried to stop the arguments. But because of the action of the deceased, the appellant felt that the deceased want to reprimand him in crowd. Later, they both argued and quarreled. But then, the house owner tried to calm them down by asking them to leave the party. After they left the party, the appellant decided to go to the deceased's house with a knife on his waist. At that moment, the deceased was sitting with one of their friends in front of the house. And the appellant suddenly pulled up the knife and tried to stab the deceased, but unluckily, he fell down near the main gate while running from the knife. The witness of the incident then bring the deceased to the hospital, but the deceased was died on their way there. Based on the postmortem of the case, the cause of death is stab wound on the chest.
What is the relevant law in this case? Section 302 of the Penal Code and Section 277 of the Criminal Procedure Code is the relevant law in the case of Rahanny Rojela versus Public Prosecutor. According to Section 302 of Penal Code, whoever commit murder should be punished by death. Rahanny Rojela was charged with stabbing Teto Chang, or also known as rebus mirontus, under this section. Section 277 of Criminal Procedure Code states that when any person is sentenced to death, the sentence shall direct that he be hanged by the neck till he is dead, but shall not state the place where, nor the time when the sentence is to be carried out. This section was applied in this case where Rahanny Rojela was sentenced to be hung by the neck until he died.
Now, I will explain on the ratio decidendi that we have determined in this case. Ratio decidendi, translated from Latin, would mean the reason or the rationale for the decision. The ratio decidendi can be seen as a necessary step towards the judge forming his or her conclusion. Before we carry on further, have you all ever wondered, why doesn't the precedent judge just state what exactly is the ratio decidendi in a trial? Well, according to jurists Cross and Harris, if a judge had the freedom to determine which of his observations is ratio decidendi, then the judges would have infinite lawmaking power. So that is why judges are not able to explicitly state the ratio decidendi of their judgments. Back to the appeal trial of Rahanny Rojela against Public Prosecutor, we have successfully determined 3 ratio decidendis. The first ratio decidendi that we have successfully determined is that the necessary mens rea required of murder is to be found in either the proof of the intention or knowledge, as described under the 4 limbs as expressed in section 300 of the Penal Code. Firstly, mens rea means guilty mind. It refers to the mental element of a crime. In this case, the crime would mean murder. In order to convict someone of murder, ample proof is needed to show the accused's guilty mind. The mere act of actus reus, or the act of killing someone, is never sufficient to constitute as murder. The second ratio that we have determined is, under the rule against hearsay, a piece of evidence would be caught by the rule if the witness tries to assert the truth of the information that he received from another person. If someone does not directly witness the situation, but receives information about the situation and tries to pass it on as the truth, it will be considered hearsay and shall not be admissible evidence. To illustrate this, if Bill told a rumor from John and John then conveyed that information as the truth to someone else, that is considered hearsay and is not as admissible as reliable evidence. Lastly, an exercise in the name of self-defense is not a license to inflict more harm to the aggressor than was necessary to overcome the danger. This would mean that if someone robs you with a spoon, you are not allowed to use a knife to stab him, as an act of self-defense must be proportional to the danger that one is facing.